following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Bowie wowie!
Of course! Of course!
So, you're standing outside of a building. It's nondescript.
Yeah.
Water gutter rushing off the guttering as it's pouring down too fast. You get in. High peaked roof, it's wood.
We're using hide and shadows to find those in shadows.
I'll be looking at that.
That's what I wish to do, though. 23.
That sounds like a success.
It is a success.
Which means I now have to roll there, hide in shadows, to try and counter it. Which I am not super pleased about. I think these are my... No, those are... That's fucking weird. Where's all my... Percentiles. God, something there. Fuck it.
Oh, the gold ones.
That, yeah, no, they didn't beat you. Remember when this was a thing?
I know. I've been waiting to use it.
Yeah, you see some dudes skulking around, furtively looking at shadows themselves.
I'll look towards my companion, but say loud enough that the closest one could hear. But look like I'm talking to her. I wish to buy information.
What? I know that. Just ask one of those clowns trying to hide there. She points right at them. She's not smart. Only streetwise in certain way.
Yes, I know they're there. They know we're here.
That was supposed to be a clever ruse.
Not really a ruse, but it is polite not to point them out to everybody else that's watching.
Well,
it's too late now. Yes.
Then they shouldn't be wearing expensive scents to try and smell nice. They should be rubbing themselves down with wood dust so they smell like timber.
That's right.
Dumbasses.
So I'll look at the closest one.
Guy's just like... moves out of the shadows and approaches you both. No, thanks for that.
I tried.
You fan.
But
what
again,
are you doing here?
She is correct. You shouldn't be smelling the sweet in this area.
Point taken.
I wish to buy information on a certain camp.
Why would you think that this Tanner's Guild would be, in any way, selling information on camps? Because
they may go in and do some tannery within the encampment, and to send someone else out there, it would be a waste to have them search for the same area and go over the same things that a previous tanner's already been, where you'd have a map to show the next tanner where it may be a lucrative area to for their
okay, show me a mark. fucks off down the street. Do you want me to go get him back? Just say fetch.
No, it's impolite. But I could show them my mark, and I really don't think that they would walk away from me if I showed them my mark.
I didn't know island women had little signs.
We all have signs. So I'll look to the next one that's also watching, because he's walked away, but he'll still be watching. And I'll do my...
He fucks off inside.
I'll wait.
How long?
10 minutes. Oh, okay. No. Count of 40.
Yeah, he's not coming out.
Now that's annoying.
It's okay. You don't need to explain to me what's going on.
I wish I had a friend that was good at this stuff, but unfortunately, she's... So we'll hit there.
Alright. You head for the great big military encampment with its huge concrete style walls, like seamless, tightly fitted stone. And there's one guard on duty. And he has his crossbow out in like shaking hands. Looks really nervous. We should rush up and surprise him.
Then he'll shoot us.
No, he'd shoot me, which is fine.
Not really.
Yeah, really, I'm good with it. I mean, it hurts, but then he can't shoot again.
How dark is it around him?
He's well lit with lanterns. By design. That's
By design,
okay.
yep, that's what I'll do. And no way to
It's
approach.
actually kind of an embuggerance because if you're nervous and looking around, you're going to fuck your night vision.
Yeah.
So he can see He can see about, like, say, 20 feet around the lanterns, but not much beyond that.
Actually, it'll work. So I'll pick a stone and I'll throw it and hit the door behind him.
Okay. The stone goes off the door, and he like just reaches back and goes. Waits. It's a puzzled look on his face, and shakes his head. It's almost like the military here is super well trained. She stops herself. Shit, I have to check. She stops herself from looking up at the walls. Because looking up is bad.
Yep. I'll have a look around, see
What
what...
are the walls like? I can't look up.
Yes, I realise that. I'll look towards the walls and see what I can see. Any walkers, you know.
There appears to be one dude with a crossbow and no lantern walking around the rooftop. He takes like about a count of 120 to make his round.
Shit.
But that's this section of the wall back, forth, 120. Count.
If the...
I keep seeing people I've killed.
Don't we all...
Why don't we just let him in? No. Sorry, it's the abomination thing. We're super susceptible to this.
Yes. Yes, there's things that we shouldn't do on a night like this. And this is one of them. Right.
I'm gonna break every rule.
I seem to with this group. I seem to with this group.
I don't want to be in Romania anymore. Well, I guess it's light enough we don't need the ambience anymore.
I don't need to bring myself again. Oh, if he was to look down the side of the wall, would he look towards the lanterns? Would
If he's smart, he wouldn't.
I don't know if he is though.
Well, you can't tell.
No, so I'll throw another stone, maybe 5 or 6 feet away from him, but along the wall, close to the wall.
He goes, "What was that?" And walks over to where it is and like stares at the area where the stone hit.
God,
What do you want?
I'm gonna knock him out.
How are you getting all the way up there?
I'll go upstairs. Oh,
It's a 2-story wall, son.
I was meaning the guy downstairs.
Oh,
Sorry.
that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, hang on. Yeah, he says, "What was that?" Goes over and stares at where the stone hit.
I'm going to sneak up behind him if I can and knock him out.
There they are. They're in the minis box.
Hide in shadows is 11, and move silently is 26.
Oh, wow. Well, they've got no bloody chance of seeing through that, have they? You think you've succeeded.
And then I'll knock him out.
Okay, that's a sapping attack.
Yep. So I've got to actually roll an attack.
Yards AC is 6.
13, AC 6, easily.
The rules for mug apply. I don't know if I printed those out.
I think I do, but I've hardly ever done it, so...
Let's just say it works and move it along.
Yep, alright.
We haven't even got to the campaign,
No, exactly.
and we need to.
Right.
Yep, he crumples into a noisy heap because chainmail.
Yep.
Chainmail would have been E64, but there's chainmail in the
I'd still hit him
gaps.
anyway.
Clattering, heavy armored guy.
Yep. But no, I wouldn't... I'll drag him down. I wouldn't let him
He's
drop.
still going to make noise. It's
Yep.
the armor.
Yeah. But I'll place him against the wall,
Okay.
and then I'll go to the door
Yep.
and see if I can try it. See if it opens. Can
Yeah.
open it.
It actually does,
Okay.
because he's the only one on guard.
I don't know.
You'll find out when you get through the other side and you see that normally there's a big beam that lies across it, and there's a little guardhouse there,
You have to lift it, and
but there's no one there.
right then I'll enter.
Okay. You're inside the military camp. The military base.
Right.
Great big stone buildings loom at you. There's a central courtyard area that seems more like a practical mustering area than anything else.
Yep.
There's a stack of little wooden step ladders, which are for fully armored men to get up on horses with, because
Yeah.
it ain't like in the movies. You put your foot in the stirrup and heave yourself in full gothic plate onto the back of a horse. No, it's 2 men and a step.
Yep. Unless you saw Redimir.
Oh well, yeah. Then he can just mount anything he wants very quickly.
Having not known this place, I'd assume that the central building is where it's all kept.
Yes, the ones with the big banners hanging down it.
Yep.
Great big dripping wet banners right now. They've got. You've been to Solitude in Skyrim.
Yes.
The buildings look like that. They've got the archway, a little out of shelter place, and then like the big strapped wooden door on the inside. There's the big walls around there, and the towers like really jut out. They're very stern and very tall and lean, very Burmanic.
Yep. So I'll make my way towards there.
That's not hard.
No,
After all, the wall guards are looking out.
not in. So I'll go inside the building.
The door creaks as it opens. and you find yourself inside a cool, dry, smoky-smelling interior. A narrow hallway leads in and then rapidly expands in the very Brahmanic style of a big room. Big towered vaulting arches meeting in the center and like a spiderwork of beams. There's a large set of shutters set high up with like long louvered pulleys so that they can be opened and closed from the ground, and they are tightly shut now, and the louvers propped up on little bolts and tied off with a sort of bit of a natty piece of rope. There's a big long wooden table, wider than a banquet table, and about as long as one.
Yep.
And it has dirt and like bits of fabric on it, and in hills and patterns, and you kind of see that it's a map of Burmania on this big table spread out there, and there's like little pewter men.
Yep.
And sometimes like men on horses have gathered together in various places.
So
and there's writing desks style things that with the levered open things, just like papers all over them, held down by large wooden, like flat, like a ruler, like flattered across it with some hemp rope looped around both ends to keep them pinned on the thing there. Big, tall candelabras with larger than normal catchment, like that.
Yep.
But there, with candles guttering in them from the occasional breeze from the drafty shutters. There are no chairs around this table. No one sits here.
No.
And the walls, both sides where there aren't archways leading off to other areas, are filled with cubby holes, with coils of paper in them, and sometimes on the floor down there beside them. This is a well-used area, and it appears to be uncommonly vacant.
Yep. Then I'll make my way to where I know the encampment is outside the city.
Hey, there's nothing on the map.
Is there a pile of paperwork near it?
Yes.
Can I quickly flick through the paperwork to see if there's anything about the encampment, because it may not have been updated yet?
In an uncharacteristic show of reading, Sulin flicks through the paperwork.
There's no one else here to see.
Ain't cutting it.
No.
Yeah, you will find this. Now, it says that outside about a hunt's length's trot outside the camp, the city walls of the new city, anyway. There is a small training encampment for followers to set it up. It has about 50 footmen just to keep wild animals away from the peasants who are learning how to set up a military encampment for campaigns. Are all under the command of one knight, and that is Baron Malavai. Is Malakvite, Baludwart. I can't. You wouldn't be able to make clear ahead of his signature anyway. But and that is an ordinary encampment of a small detachment just to guard. I mean, it may appear slightly larger than that because the peasants are being trained to set this up, and that's an invoice for the week for that.
And this actually does look about right for the number of people that they say is there.
If only you had an expert with numbers and commodities with you.
I do.
Oh.
Right, I'll take that. and there's nothing else of pertinence there that I may think seems important. So I'm not looking too far because
Not on the table.
no.
You don't see anything.
Is there like the alcoves that are set up? Are they set up to houses? Asking if each house had its own alcove.
You could make a check to determine if you can determine that. Determine.
It's a 5.
That's a success. After a bit of poking around, you do notice that like each sort of military group has their own little region.
And quite likely they have their crest.
No,
No,
coloured stripes.
we should do know House Ultrons.
As each military detachment each chain of command for each military detachment has a series of coloured stripes, 7 of them.
Yep.
And by looking at them, you can determine sort of how high up each chain, where on the chain of command each one fits.
How high was House Ultron?
They have, well, each one would have their own separate commands, because white is always the top one, which is central command. So you
Yep.
look there and you can see there's Ultron's colours there, second under the white one, so that would be the top one there, and then therefore all the ones following down would be the ones under the command of that.
I'll go have a look at House Ultron. See if there's anything quickly pertinent that I can find.
Yes, an interrogation expert has been detached to a small camp outside the city to deal with a prisoner who needs
Yep.
interrogate.
Does it say which encampment, or can I infer that it is the same encampment because of...
You could infer that.
Alright. There's no, there'll be no maps or anything here anyway. They won't, because if they're only telling them this, then they won't be. And if they're only saying it's small, there's nothing, no information will be here. So I'll leave,
Alright. That is unopposed.
and I'll meet up with my companion.
Have fun.
I can't make heads or tails of this.
Okay. I can't read.
I can sort of read.
Uh-huh. Then read it to me and I'll tell you if there's anything wrong.
They said they have a small 1 unit group there,
Yep.
but the knights are asking for 1120 silver pieces.
Well, I mean, that makes sense for, a couple hundred knights.
No. Is that 1 unit?
Your average knight earns between 4 and 8 silver pence a day. So, if that's what they're asking for, then there's a bunch of knights there. Like a bunch.
But there wouldn't be. If they're saying it's
Probably
only.
some jousting practice or something.
Oh no, they're teaching. Meant to be teaching peasants about. No. It's hard. But you'd say about 100 knights where
Couple hundred.
they say. With the documents it says is not.
Well, I mean, there could be fewer knights and they're just very, very well paid. Maybe they hold important military positions. Like, how many knights are they saying?
It doesn't say, but then they're asking for 300 pounds of flour. What would for a week?
Woo! You can feed an army on that much flour.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
a lot of flour.
This doesn't make sense. How can they not?
Anything else that might tip their hand there?
300 feet of canvas.
What? I don't even. Is there that much?
I don't know, but straw 500 pounds delivered daily.
Is that 500 pounds a day, or do they mean 500 pounds is delivered in bits every day?
It doesn't say, but it's to say it again. That's all.
500 pounds of straw. That's a lot of horses and flooring. 500 pounds. Gee, that's a lot of straw.
Even food and supplies is 1250 G gold.
That's not a small encampment. Either that, or they're hiding other expenses in with their food bill, because that'd feed 30,000 men. More. Feed them well.
I don't know how this even got past.
Are you sure you're supposed to see it?
But it's an invoice, so.
So it'll probably go to House Ultron, and they're not likely to tell. Anything else?
I don't know if it's important, but there's lion soap must be soap. 200 pounds delivered daily.
Yeah, that's more than a small camp needs. So.
And iron. 100 iron ingots.
Yeah, okay. So that's not a small camp. I mean, we've already established that.
No.
That's a very big camp. That's all that. Without knowing the number of footmen or archers they have, it still sounds like it could just be an excessively lavish night's day out.
Footmen, 3,460 silver. And archers is 400 silver.
That's okay, right? Yeah, cool. That's a stupidly large. That's like 3 armies.
Well, they could be paying for someone else's as well.
That's like a 30,000 man camp. That's 3 armies together. That's big. How the fuck how does no one see this? Yeah.
If it's someone could be using items or influence on others, like was done to Sir Max.
Okay, so it's a fucking huge camp. We need. So sneaking in the conventional way under cover of darkness is not an option.
No, not an option at all.
Which means we need another way in. And there isn't another way in this big camp. They'll have passwords and everything. And outlying scouts and patrols. Hunters, at least.
I couldn't even pretend to be somebody else. I'm too obvious.
Camp that big. A camp that big is going to have whores.
Yes.
And washerwomen.
Yes.
And a bunch of camp followers.
Yes.
Who aren't military.
But they still wouldn't be able to get into the areas we need to get into.
One problem at a time.
We
Well,
can.
hang on a minute. Yes, they would. What soldier have you ever heard of that takes his own washing to the washerwomen? He has them come get it.
Yeah, but how many washerwomen want to know where the? Would we? No. We yes.
Washerwomen gossip. You just have to hang around and listen? I don't know. I don't know people so much. camping.
I think we should try that. It's the only way I think we could get in. Blend with the washwoman and enter.
Means we need to look like washerwomen.
Done. I'll head off towards the slums.
Okay, sure, catch up. Where you going? What you doing?
I'm going to find some washing, because there's always something hung up.
Even in the rain.
Even in the rain. It's always something.
Well, I guess you're right, so there's something.
If it's fit for purpose, then I will borrow it.
Not a lot of women's clothing fits you across the chest.
It's fine, because...
Or your dog, for that matter. Am I going to be able to walk in with a big hooded cloak on? Or are we going to have to wait till morning?
We can't wait till morning.
Well, it's actually getting really close.
Okay, then. Yes, we possibly could. But...
Well, it's going to take us some time to travel out there anyway.
And also, if we enter with the group, we should be less conspicuous.
Okay. So, what we'd have to do is, like, hunt around and find...
Basket, clothing.
And then find the group going in and attach ourselves to them.
That's right.
That sounds like something that should be fairly easily and quickly accomplishable with a few dice rolls. Let's get a hunting check. Let's get a heading out of city thing.
Don't you just want to kiss these lips?